Welcome to the University of Michigan Museum of Natural History YouTube channel. Thank you for joining us for our spooky edition of Museum at Home. My name is Madeline, and I'm a floor manager and a program assistant here at the museum, and today we're going to learn a little bit about owls. Let's start off with what we already know about owls. We know they have wings, and they can fly, so they're already doing better than some other birds, like our penguin and our ostrich. They also have really big eyes. They also have really big beaks. All of these things, and some more, are some really cool adaptations that owls have had over the years to make them expert hunters. So, how many of y'all see an owl on the daily? I bet none of you, unless you work nights, and if you do, I am so sorry for you. But none of y'all really see owls during the day, and that's because they're nocturnal. So, what does nocturnal actually mean? These owls sleep during the day, and then they're awake at night. That sounds like a mini Dracula to me. So, that means owls, actually get their prey when they're sleeping, kind of like the monster under your bed. So, what do these owls eat anyway? Well, they eat frogs, snakes, insects, birds, mammals, and even more. Maybe even you. Aside from snatching their prey when they're sleeping, they also do it silently because they can sneak up on their prey. Like that. So we already know that the owls can fly, but they can do it silently. You know how cats, like lions and tigers and even your house cat, can sneak up on their prey quietly, or their little toy if you're playing with them? Well, imagine an owl doing that, but even more quiet. And that's because of their wing structure. They aren't like me. Well, that was embarrassing. They're like a ninja. And not just any ninja, the best ninja you've ever seen. And that has to do with their wing structure. They have primary feathers, just like any other bird, but their primary feathers have little combs in them. These little combs change how the airflow goes through their wings. Now, scientists did a whole lot of math to figure out how their airflow is different than other bird airflow, but that's too advanced for me, so we're not going to do that. But essentially, these little combs make it so they can fly silently when they jump up and glide into the air. Maybe I need to change my airflow. Maybe that will help me fly. Owls glide when they fly. And so, they don't have to flap their wings. This is similar to the kets in our own museum. This saves them so much energy because instead of having to flap their wings all the time and use all that work, they're using it just to glide. And the not flapping helps them be even more silent. So, maybe that'll help me with my flying. What do you think? Let's try it and see. Well, guess flying just isn't for me. Let's learn about some more adaptations that make owls the specialized hunters that they are. Let's take a look at their eyes. And their eyes are absolutely huge. If our eyes were the same size, they'd be the size of softballs. Now, wouldn't that be great? They also make about 5% of their body weight. So, if an owl ever gains weight, they can just say, "It's my eyes." They also have eyes on the front of their head, just like us, and that allows them to have binocular vision. Binocular vision allows us to be able to see depth perception, and that allows owls to know exactly where to attack. To test this out yourself, because you have binocular vision too, take an object in front of you. I'm going to use my friend the owl. When it's in front of me and both my eyes are open, I can touch it pretty easily. But if I close one eye, it's a lot harder to touch it. Test it out for yourself. Not so easy, huh? Owls can also dilate their pupils. As you can see, it's kind of dark in here, and when it's dark, your pupils are pretty big. But if you were to shine a light, oh, I'm seeing owls! Oops, sorry, buddy. Oh, that's better. If you shine the light in your eyes, your pupils get really small, so it doesn't have to let as much light in. But owls have huge dilated pupils, which allow them to see really well at night. Owls also have a lot of rods in their eyes. We have rods too. We also have cones. So do owls, but that's for another day. Owls have lots of rods, and that allows them to see shadows and movement really, really well. So it helps them be expert hunters in the night when there's no light to see. So owls can see really, really well, even in the night. But there's one problem. Instead of round eyeballs like us, we have 6 muscles in our eyes that help us move it up and down, left and right, and diagonal. But owls don't have that. They have cylinders for eyes instead of a round eyeball. And that means that they can't move their eyes up or down or anything. But because of that, they have evolved to rotate their head 270 degrees. They literally have eyes in their back of the head. Well, not literally. The last adaptation that we're going to talk about is owls' sharp talons. They use them to latch onto their prey as soon as they catch something. They also use their talons for defense against predators or anything trying to hunt their babies. On guard. And owl talons need to be super sharp to latch onto their prey. And they never get dull or shorter. And that's because they're made of keratin, kind of like our own fingernails. As you can see, with this talon, they have 3 toenail type things in the front, and they have 1 in the back. But when they're going in for their attack to get their prey, one of their fingernails actually rotates to the back so they can have a firmer grip. Once owls get their prey, they use their sickening beak to latch onto it and swallow it whole, or to tear it into bite-sized pieces. At this point, you have hopefully learned some of the mysterious things that make owls the skilled night hunters that they are. And, if not, come on by to the museum, if you dare. And that is all for this spooky edition of Museum at Home.